Hello everyone and welcome back to another Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Dual Destinies. Yes, it has been a while since we played this because we got a lot of new series, but this is going to be our Monday series, and Tuesday will be Kingdom Hearts, Wednesday Fantasy Life, and so on and so forth. So, without further ado, let's get this session started. April 18th, 9:15, District Court Defendant Lobby number 3. You okay, Athena? You've been really antsy ever since we got here. I'm just excited. This is my first real court case after all. Yeah, a real ball of excitement she is. I know just what she needs. Athena! Eek! Didn't you ever learn about indoor and outdoor voices? I'm just trying to show you the best way to relieve your pretrial jitters. By scaring the daylights out of me? No, I find that shouting, "I'm fine," in a loud voice really relieves stress. It's part of my Cords of Steel voice workout, and it must be before every trial. You want me to shout? Here? That's right, here. I'll go first, then you try. I'm Apollo Justice, and I'm fine. Alright, I'm Athena Sykes. And I'm fine. I think that actually worked. I thought it might help. Always works for me. An old friend of mine from junior high and I said it all the time. I see, a proven remedy to calm the soul. I like it. Hey, how about we finish off with a race around the courthouse? The point is to relieve stress, not get totally exhausted. What's with all the racket, you two? Ah, Mr. Wright. Just a little voice workout. Hey, what's with the suit? Oh, this? I was thinking about getting my attorney's badge back, that's all. That's all? That's huge news. But why now? I have a feeling I'll be needed in the courtroom again sometime soon. We can talk about that another time. No fair, inquiring minds want to know. But wow. I'm so used to him in his usual laid-back clothes. That suit makes him look like $1 million. By the way, have you heard about the prosecutor assigned to this case? Yeah, he's serving time, but before that he was a prosecutor. He also used psychology? That's right, I've heard the rumors about how he was back before his conviction. Using the power of suggestion, he could make even the most stalwart defendants confess. Psychology in the courtroom? Been hearing a lot about that lately. So he must be a pretty scary guy, considering he's a prison inmate and all. So they say. They also say he'll cut you down if you talk too much. Yeah, I knew he was gonna be bad news. It's probably just hyperbole. At least I hope for your sake. Wait, so it's true or not? Let's just say you should be concise and choose your words carefully. If you'd like to keep that head of yours attached to the rest of your body, that is. Yikes! Better tone down my cords of steel too. So, are you all ready? It might be a good idea to check the court record again before stepping into the ring. Right, Mr. Wright, but I'm fine. I'll be watching from the gallery. Good luck. Thanks. Okay, let's do this. Yeah, it's pulling this off are ridiculously low, but that's nothing new. Believe in our client, seek the truth, that's all we can do. Hang in there, Mayor Tenma. Here comes Justice with a side order of spaghetti. April 18th, 9:30 a.m. District Court. Courtroom number 4. Here we go, our second case. Day 1. All rise. Court is now in session for trial of Damien Tenma. Apollo Justice, defense team leader. Ready, Your Honor. I know that big booming voice anywhere, as chipper as ever, eh, Mr. Justice? But who is the young lady next to you? I'm Athena Sykes, Mr. Justice's junior partner, fresh out of law school. Well now, full of beans too, eh? Excellent, makes an old man feel young again. Now for the prosecution. It appears the prosecution is not ready yet. Never fear, for I shall explain it's just a minor procedural complication, Your Honor. The prosecutor for the case is being escorted from prison as we speak. Prison? Oh yes, of course. I almost forgot that he is currently serving time. Oh man. Bad news.
Prosecutor Blackquill's an inmate. But even a convicted murderer still got a job to do and duties to perform.
Oh, man. This is what changed Apollo. Who's that with his back to us over there? That's him. I'm sure of it. Prosecutor Blackquill? Is the prosecution ready? Enough jabbering. Get on with it already. Of course, forgive me. Why are all these people related to this case so scary? Very well, Prosecutor Blackquill, your opening statement, if you please. What's the matter? Must we continue to fritter away time like this? It's all right there in the indictment. An opening statement would be pointless. Pointless? Oh, well, looks like the cat, or in this case, the prosecutor, has the judge's tongue. But we need an opening statement as an overview of the case at hand. Well then, your baldness. If it's so very important, why don't you do the honors? Who? Me? There's a term for people who whine and fuss about how they need silly, useless things, and then decide they no longer want them once it's theirs. A selfish old fool. Huh? Wait, was that the prosecution's opening statement? Old daughters such as you are a plague upon the young. I pity your poor grandchildren, or is it great-grandchildren? Oh, these Jesus. I thought the opening statement was the prosecutor's job. But I suppose I could give it a try. It might be a change of pace. What? He actually fell for that? That must have been the power of suggestion Mr. Wright was talking about. The opening statement, huh? Let's see here. The victim was one Rex Cuby, alderman of Ninetails Vale, and the defendant Damien Tenma, mayor of Tenmatown, is accused of his murder. And why, pray tell, was the mayor arrested? His prints were on the murder weapon. Plus, he had the motive, the elimination of the biggest roadblock to the municipal merger. The caretaker and the secretary had the potential subject both have alibis, and his daughter, who was also in the city at the time, has no motive. So, in a nutshell, I'd have to say the charges against the defendant are incontrovertible. Bravo, your boldness. Your years of experience shine bright like your head. Ho ho ho. Flattery will get you everywhere. He's playing Simon Says with the judge. Moving right along, let's hear from our first witness for today, Detective Fulbright. Witness, please state your name and occupation. I am the detective assigned to this case, Bobby Fulbright. Oh, and I'll also be keeping tabs on an old Blackquill here. I also heard you owed to provide protection if it ever came to that. It would seem that I have been sorely underestimated. Wait, who's protecting who from what? Still, I truly believe anyone can turn their life around, even old Blackquill here. Oh! Fulbright, save your platitudes for funerals. Get on with your statement. Ha 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 ha, that's the spirit. Justice must be swift and true. I see it in your eyes. There's hope for your rehabilitation and return to society. I will never give up on you. Prosecutor Blackquill doesn't seem to intimidate Detective Fulbright. Well, you know what they say, ignorance is bliss. Oh, so that's why Detective Fulbright was assigned to Blackquill. He's so oblivious. Now, let's have your first statement, Detective Fulbright. You got it, but first I'd like to say to the defense that justice will ultimately prevail. Alright, witness testimony about the murder. Alderman Cubey was murdered with a spear that had been on the wall. The fingerprints of the defendant Damien Temmo were found on the murder weapon. At the time, Alderman Cubey was asleep from drug he unwittingly ingested. Mayor Temmo attacked his helpless victim, impaling him like a human shish kebab. But the sudden pain jolted the victim awake, he grabbed his statue and struck back. Alderman Cubey had been slipped some kind of sleep-inducing drug. That's right, the accused was scared because the alderman was a former pro wrestler, so he slipped him a drug to make sure he'd be out cold and defenseless. Here's the autopsy report to prove it. Cheers. And the victim managed to attack his attacker despite being impaled by a spear? That sounds almost superhuman. Is it even possible? Well, he was a former wrestler after all. Wrestler. That spear is probably nothing more than a mosquito bite.
Objection!
Not so fast. Don't try to brush it all off by saying the alderman had been a pro wrestler. Do you really expect us to believe he could fight back after being skewered by a spear? Never heard of the incredible feats of which man is capable of a pinch, have you? Like the samurai of yore, wrestlers can battle through the intense pain and sharpens his senses. I used to talk about it with a former pro wrestler I met in the clink. I don't know. It still sounds a little far-fetched. Does it now? Then perhaps we should test the theory on you at the edge of my blade. I didn't sign up for this! And so your life is spared, for now. Please let those shackles be made of titanium. I don't want to die. Haha! My investigations are as thorough as they are foolproof, or my name isn't Fulbright. I vow to resign immediately if I ever make a false arrest. The accused's prints were on the weapon, and he's the one person without an alibi. Quite decisive evidence, wouldn't you agree, Your Boldness? The defendant is sounding guiltier by the minute. He has the judge leaning toward a guilty verdict, and the trial's just barely begun. What's more, a curious rumor about the accused making the rounds. They say he seeks the merger for the purpose of freeing Tenma Taro from his imprisonment. Truth be told, I can think of no real person to show interest in that backwards bird. Perhaps he's a complete nutter and really does seek to release an imaginary demon. Either way, he is raving mad and more than capable of murdering the alderman. That mayor is strange and alright. I heard he went to blood drive, but instead of donating, he tried to make a withdrawal. Order! There will be no gossiping in my court. Your Boldness, please take a gander at those charms plastered across his cranium. I hear they're mean to keep him safe from possession by the demon Tenma Taro. Then again, perhaps he's already under the demon's spell. Behold, the lunatic appears poised to lunge at you at any moment. Eep!
Hold it!
Hold it! The rumors and quirks of Mayor Tenma have no relevance to this case. Besides, those charms on his head? They're just a fashion statement, I think. Come to think of it, such things don't seem relevant to the case, do they? The prosecution will refrain from dragging our client's reputation through the mud. Oh, what a dreadfully fearsome lass we have here. Whew, thanks for that lifeline, Athena. Careful, Apollo, he has the judge dancing in the palm of his hand. The power of suggestion is one of the more powerful tools in Simon Blackquill's arsenal. He's trying to manipulate everyone's impression to suit his objectives. This guy really is bad news. In any case, it seems the victim did manage to defend himself despite being impaled. What sort of weapon did he use against his attacker? None other than this statue right here. It appears to be a statue of two strange creatures locked in battle. Two yokai to be exact. On one side is the nine-tailed fox, on the other, Tenma Taro. Quite interesting if you think about it. It's as though this very case were rendered out. Okay, so it's updated now. Mr. Justice, you may proceed with your cross-examination. Cross-examination time. Alderman QB was murdered with a spear that had been on the wall.
Hold it!
Hold it! So those weapons on the wall of the Fox chamber? I presume those are real. Don't you think keeping real weapons around like this is rather dangerous? No matter what he collected, the Alderman insisted it be the real deal. For instance, he had a real Demon's Club in his possession. Apparently, one of his ancestors claimed it after defeating a demon in battle. What? That's gotta be an old wives' tale. Ha 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 ha. The Alderman had pure, unadulterated justice. Whatever he did it right. A real champion of justice in his death. Nothing but claptrap and balderdash, if you ask me. Now stop your bleeding and tell us about the weapon. Your wish is my command.